Hey everyone, Jeff here. Welcome back with the next episode of Baldur's Gate. I'm doing this narration after the fact. I'm actually at the start of Act 3 currently, but I wasn't in a situation where I could speak while I was recording the game, and I really wanted to play. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to narrate in between the dialogue sections and tell you what's going on and whatnot. Last time we completely cleaned out the goblin camp, so this is us coming right back to talk to Halsin and see what's up with the Druid Grove. And then I will cut in as we're going to cut around as we go into other places. Most of this video is going to be in Underdark, so spoilers for that if you haven't been there yet.
I thought I had been a good teacher to you. Clearly not. You took it upon yourself to undertake the Rite of Thorns. I ought to exile you from this place. Forever. Instead, I shall listen to the explanation that you owe me.
I owe you nothing. Goblins swarmed us like roaches while you stumbled after the past. You chose to abandon us. I chose to protect us.
Silence! The rite has been ended. I will allow you to stay, but consider yourself a novice anew. You have forgotten the ways of the Druids, our place in the natural order. You shall learn it all once again, right here. Backslide, and nature's fury will crush you.
As you wish, Master Halsin.
A misjudgment. One that should weigh heavily upon her. But the Grove still needs her passion. You will soon see why. But enough of that for now. I owe you my thanks. The Grove stands. Nature prevails. And again, I am in your debt. Speak to Wrath. He will reward you for your efforts. Tomorrow morning, we shall discuss what is to come.
Alright, and from here we're going to go talk to Wrath inside the Enclave, and he's going to give us a piece of this puzzle that unlocks a hidden room in the Enclave.
You brought Halsin back. Thank you. No, thanks is not enough. May Sylvanus bless you for all your days. I cannot imagine taking on a camp full of goblins was a simple task. As am I. The Grove will be whole again. Let me show you on your map where you can find the cache. Take this rune. You'll need it. Place it among the pedestals inside our library. When the wolf glows brightest, everything in the vault below will be yours.
So it's been kind of a minute since I did this. I don't remember there being much of a puzzle of this, except that you put the rune that he gave you in to the slot, and then you click on all the other runes, and this opens up. You go downstairs, and you get this spear that seems to be from Saloon. Potentially, I'm not sure. It seems like... No, it's definitely from Saloon, because Shadowheart doesn't like it, and there's going to be more going into that later. But anyway, it's okay. I don't think we actually end up using it.
With the leadership dead, no attack will be mounted on the Grove. I am in your debt, my friend. Soon. First, I must set After being dormant for so long, your infection is unlikely to produce new symptoms. Tomorrow morning, we shall discuss what is to come.
And now Halsin's like, let's party. So I'm like, yeah, dude, let's party. So then we go back to camp, and then we're going to talk to a bunch of people and do a bunch of things. That's how it be.
I'm fine.
Loosen up, pick her up.
No, an owlbear.
Toddlers are easier to please than you lot.
Hope you're enjoying the night, hero. I certainly am.
Everyone seems to be in high spirits. Strange. You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for? Your words, not mine. But not what I mean. I mean, desperate people. Like those refugees. Never gave them much thought. Certainly not that bunch in the grove. Yet we came through for them. We saved their lives. Odd. That's more easily said by some than others. But nobody's here to debate right from wrong. We should have had wine more often. More warming than the fire.
Not this one, nor this righting the balance. Beyond mortal realms, there doth exist an amalgamation of spirits akin to thine own, ensnared by the treacherous cult of the Absolute, felled in its name. They bear great discontentment with their destiny. For a mere pittance of coin, I might summon the worthiest among them to lend aid to thy undertaking. Most willingly, forsooth. Their passions doth run deep for what hath been wrought upon them.
You recall how I love you very dearly.
Your mug's as sour as this ale.
Are you planning to share the last of that wine?
No.
Or go bother someone else then?
You have no idea how good it feels to see these people smiling. The singing we could probably do without, but even so, thank you.
Go on now. Don't waste a night like this talking to me. We'll discuss your problem tomorrow. Go on, enjoy yourself. Seek out...
Damn, it's good to be alive.
Can't give up now. Don't waste a step.
Would you look at this place? All these people happy because of us. It's nice to be somewhere where good is still possible. And with good potations, too. Fuck yes! I'm celebrating my freedom, and our friendship, and these folks' bright future besides. All I need now is a fire-retardant lover to get lost in till sunrise. I like you too. A lot. I'm sure you know that by now. Oh, gods. You know I want that more than fucking anything. I'll come find you when the others have gone to bed. Wait up for me, all right? Yes.
Buzz of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk. Your hand was sought by several, but there is only one night ahead. Whose company will you seek? At least for tonight. Your heart skips a beat. What treasures might this night bestow?
Hey, a soldier. I think everyone's asleep. May I? Hello, you. I've been waiting for this all night. Isn't it mad? How good life is. Thank the gods. I was afraid I was the only one. 10 years is a long time to be trapped in the hells. 10 years without a kind word. A touch. When I look at you, I feel real again. Alive. Gods, I want to ride you till you see stars. Ugh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't tease you, or myself. I'd give anything to touch you, but I can't. Not until I can be sure I won't burn you. Sleep on it, maybe. If you've thought of something by morning, I'd love to know. For now, it's enough just to know you care enough to try.
I trust you enjoyed your evening. After all your efforts, it was well deserved. It may be some time before you're afforded another such night. There is much to be done, and I promised I would help you however I could. I'm certain a cure for you can be found at Moonrise Towers, but it's complicated. The journey specifically, it's extremely perilous, though it seems you're well accustomed to navigating danger.
I suppose it was too much to hope we were going to be cured here and now. To Moonrise, then.
To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the shadow curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in the ruined Temple of Selûne. It leads to Moonrise Towers through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers.
Dark Justiciars. I must see for myself.
Aridin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers. And maybe even bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse. Already? If only I'd gone with you instead of Aridin. I would like to join your camp, if you'll allow me. I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. It seems our fates have aligned. May Sylvanus guide us.
Can't believe that devil just took us into the hells with a snap of his fingers. If I see him again, I'll wring his neck. I knew I liked you. Raphael was his name, right? He's trying to lure us into a game he knows we can't win. I'm not playing. Glad you're not either. Where would you start?
And I'd even let you. Gods, we better find a way to cool me off soon. I'm not sure how much more of this I can take.
Alright, so from here we fast travel into the Underdark, where it's underneath the Goblin Camp, this entrance. At which point we find a Minotaur and bait him over to these turrets, which we will shortly shoot down by blowing up the moonstone over here. At which point we will encounter more Minotaurs who might give us our first, like, no, I think we got knocked down before this, but like, they're strong. They're pretty brutal at this point in the game. So, yeah. Yeah, this guy right here is particularly ridiculous as he just instantly downs Gale, which makes this whole fight a slightly more complicated, but still not too much of a problem once we, you know, appropriately do things here. I take my time looking to see. I wanted to see if there was like damage dice there so I could see what the crit would be, but I don't think that's how it works. I think you have to choose where's the crit, and then you just roll the dice and let it crit afterwards. I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to work, but that seems to be the way it's implemented right now. But yeah, then we go through this fight, which I have sped up a little bit. If you want to watch it in its entirety, it's a little faster, but it's like 2 more minutes or something like that. And then basically immediately after this fight concludes and we take a few steps further, we get a voice in our heads that starts talking to us. Not good.
Coming.
That voice. Do you hear it too?
They're coming. They're coming.
Careful. If we can hear it, perhaps it can hear us.
They are coming. You are coming.
So then from here, we move forward just a little bit. I end up doing a rest
soldier.
because that
He says you
Minotaur
might
fight
try
used up all our
cooling them
resources.
down. Any leads?
Karlak
Yes!
wants to see if we can cool her down so we can have sex with her. I wasn't sure if there was a prompt or something I had unlocked, but no, she is just looking for a way to cool her down. In my infinite wisdom, I think, hey, my Gale is a conjuration sorcerer and he has conjure water. So in my infinite wisdom, I proceed to douse her with water. And this is what happens.
This is clever. Might even work. Come here. I'm dizzy. And you? Are you all right? I hope that's true. Because I'm hoping for seconds, thirds, and fourths once we find a way to cool off this engine. Mine too. Soon enough, you're going to be mine. But until then, I'll play nice. I know you and Hairdo Girl have something happening, but keep a piece left over for me, I won't always be too hot to touch. I will then.
And now that we have literally burned our lips on Karlak, we will immediately venture over to Shadowheart and try to flirt with her because that's just the type of game this is. The goal here in this playthrough is to be with Shadowheart, and so far it's working.
Lately. I think that's your fault. I was. He mentioned Dark Justiciars, and we've come across other signs of a Sharon presence during our travels. I'm not sure I can dismiss that as a coincidence. Very serious of you. But go ahead. It's strange. I've been dwelling on what I told you before about wanting to become a Dark Justiciar. But perhaps I should be content with my lot. I'm already blessed to have you at my side, after all. Quite the understatement, but yes, I have it. And I'll guard it with my life.
And just when you thought the dialogue was done, boom, Dream Visitor. Very hot Dream Visitor, may I say. I did a good job.
I promised I'd be back. Don't worry. I have things under control. For now. I see you've been using the powers the tadpole gives you. Good. But things haven't gone as you expected. You hoped a druid as powerful as Halsin might be able to remove your tadpole. But he couldn't. You're desperate to be rid of it. Understandable. But you're looking for solutions in the wrong places. Your parasite is unusual. It is wrapped in magic that prevents its removal. Until the source of the tadpole's magic is destroyed, any attempt to remove it will kill you. You were lucky that Halsin knew this. His instincts are right. The parasites are merely a symptom of a greater sickness in Faerun. The absolute sames are not yet clear to me, but its progress towards domination is clear. These parasites are more than illithid spawn. They are vessels for control. The infected hear the voice of the Absolute and believe it to be a god. You witnessed it yourself with Priestess Gut. That is how the cult of the Absolute is spreading. The highest of their rank, the True Souls, carry a tadpole just like yours. It is how they receive their orders. It is what makes them obey. When the order to transform is given, it will not be a matter of days. They will be mind flayers in an instant. Were it not for my protection, so would you. It's complicated, but I'm an adventurer, just like you. Just like you, I was infected with a mind flayer parasite. Just like you, I seek to be free of it. I've been trying to escape from this evil for a long time. Once, I almost succeeded. Now, through you, I've been given a new chance. You can go where I cannot, and I can protect you from that evil. Hells. They need me. I have to go. The power I used to protect you, I stole it from someone. They want it back. I will hold them off for as long as I can, but sooner or later I will be worn down. You must discover the source of the magic that controls the parasites before that happens. The cultists are gathering at Moonrise Towers. Use the powers your parasite gives you to convince them you are one of them. And when you find the source of their magic, destroy it. Go. Our freedom depends on it.
So we basically learned that she's the one protecting us from getting mind controlled, and this leads us directly, this is like 5-10 minutes later,
My
into
condition likes being
Gale.
ignored as little as I do.
And Gale, after we give him this item, is going to be having some problems, and he's going to give us a lot of backstory into what's going on with him. So this is what's going on with Gale. It's kind of crazy. After I decide an item, apparently I took a long time here deciding what I wanted to throw into the void that is his chest.
Thank you.
Good gods. It hardly has any effect. Oh, Mystra, have mercy on us all. Listen, I need to speak to you, to all of you. It would be unconscionable of me to remain silent. I might just be about to remedy that. You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am. What I am is a walking shadow of the promise I once held. I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy. Who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself. The Lady of Mysteries. The goddess Mystra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time she became my muse. And later even my lover. Oh yes. We enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind, and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross, yet every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries.
Perhaps Amelia is right.
I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. She only smiled and told me to be contented. Inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, and yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale? Very well. Here goes. Once upon a very long time ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower. A flying tower, to be precise. I'll save his history for another time, but the gist of it is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself. He almost managed, but not quite. And his entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone. The magic that was unleashed that day was phenomenal. Roiling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and all magic was lost to the mortal realms, until the day Mystra returned. She restored the weave, reuniting all its scattered shards. Or so I thought. Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book. A Netherese tome in which a piece of the fractured weave had been sealed beyond her reach. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess? The answer was to try. The outcome was to fail. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you in, into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book, bound, and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry.
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however. I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep. We might chance upon a king's collection of magical artifacts around the corner. We might cross paths with a miracle round the bend. Then again, we might not. All of this, it must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and we'll part ways.
Perhaps Aemelium is right. I should get a mask.
That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. You truly are a soul that steals my own. From all my new rallied heart, I thank you. I thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down. I stand at a precipice, but if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth.
Breathe deep and move.
Seems the shrooms are letting in more people every day. You see a fella on his own on your way in. Dwarf. Balin's his name. Bald, blue tunic, dumb as a stick. Right. Never mind.
A few things happen around here. We found this like colony of mushroom people and whatnot. Not a ton happened, honestly.
So don't come begging for coin if you find him. You try to ransom him to me.
Whatever.
You'll find yourself
After this,
skinned and
we
stuck with a fat
go
old
further
wife.
into the Underdark, which gets us into a bit of a fight, I would say, with some Dugar. They don't take kindly to us. Maybe we could have handled the situation better, but I didn't. So, so you'll see what happens here in a second.
Before someone hungry comes along. His gnarled fist grips an axe. Fine. I'll let you live. But spoil my hunt, and you're dead. Told you, hunting. Slave ran away. Took Sergeant Frinn's boots. Gotta kill the slave and fetch back the leather. Or the boss is in Moonrise and had Frinn's hide. Help? You don't even know what you'd be up against. Slave's gotta sell some protection. Hiding up there in a myconid circle. Slave's gotta sell some protection. Hiding up there in a myconid circle. Can't get past those rock flowers. They get in your head, make you see things. Half my squad jumped off a cliff, laughing. I'll wait here. She'll make a run for it eventually. Then I'll get her. Fine. Suppose I...
Now, watching this back and having played a lot now, I say I could have done this fight a lot better. Basically, it would have started by just immediately repelling blast everyone off of the cliff into the chasm of nothingness. Because, I mean, that's unfortunately what ends up happening for the main guy who's loot. I don't even know what it is because he got launched. Also, I wasn't, like, thinking about turn undead because this is really the first time we've seen undead. Except for that little bit at the very beginning. So I also could have done that with Shadowheart towards the end of the fight, but I mean, overall we did fine, didn't have to restart or anything. It wasn't like a wipe. Again, we're playing on balanced difficulty, so most of the times, as long as we're not egregiously dumb or blow ourselves up, we should be okay. Although I will say the fights get significantly more challenging later on, so it is something to be aware of.
time. Breathe deep and move. The witching hour. Of course. Let's go. Can't slow down.
And from here, the battle is won, basically, so it's time to take another long rest, which immediately leads to these two fighting.
You carry a Githyanki relic.
Now, our goal here,
I will have an
reminder, is to sex up Shadowheart, so
now.
even if she's being crazy,
I
we're
won't
kind of
warn
going
you
to side with
again.
her here, regardless. So that's just like, that's what's going on. If my choices seem a little weird, remember those are the intentions.
It's an heirloom of my people. Likely she spilled Githyanki blood in order to steal it. This cannot stand.
Heirloom? Plunder from some conquered realm, more like. This artifact is the only thing keeping us from becoming slaves to our parasites. Be glad I have it. Lae'zel thinks I have something important to her people. She's deluded, clear.
Lies. She carries an heirloom of my people. I must know why.
You hear that, Lae'zel? It's called common sense.
Tisk. You seek reason in dishonor. The bad blood must be purged. A jewel come first light.
You mean I'd get to prove you wrong and thrash you? I love it. Get some rest, Lae'zel. You'll need it. You had every chance to look the other way. But here we are. You chose this.
Spare me the justifications, coward.
If anyone asks, I'll say you were transforming. Don't expect to be mourned. It's already done.
Not yet, Kanyank.
There is no way to prevent bloodshed. You have to choose.
May your death be slow and your agony great.
Alright, so that all happened. I think there's a bug in the game, though, because Shadowheart stayed with me. I mean, not Shadowheart. Lae'zel stayed with me this whole time, and she's still in my party up to this point in the beginning of Act 3. And I don't think she's supposed to be after that little near-death event we just had, where she almost got assassinated in her sleep.
You know,
in fact, later on,
I've
she's
been
actually,
catching
like,
myself smiling
trying to
more
help
lately.
Shadowheart. Like,
think
this whole
that's your
event never happened, so hopefully that's one of the bugs they'll fix. They might have even already fixed it since I've done this. hotfix has gone out. But yeah, just know when you see Lae'zel, like in future,
Chatter already.
as we go, I'm literally talking to her like, why are you still at the camp after that? Didn't you just tell me to die? But you know, bugs exist in the game. That's just how it is. So we go to sleep, we wake up, we are going to do our looting of all those corpses, I believe. I mean, I'll cut all that out, obviously. Again, I'm asking her, like, why are you still here? And then after we loot all the corpses, we're gonna hop into the boat.
A vessel wobbles on the lake's murky waters.
Human, what are you doing on Gek's raft? Where's Gek? Who are you?
And then here we make, you know, what is maybe the worst deception roll of my campaign so far, as we literally dumped a scroll of charm person here, rolled 2d20 and a 4 and a 3. I can't remember, did I use advantage? Did I use an inspiration on this to try to do it again? Like, we're trying to convince this guy that he's dead, even though we had just killed him. Yeah, then we roll it back, and we again hit a 4 and a 5. We have like plus 10 or something, or plus 8-ish. And we rolled 4 dice and couldn't hit 15. So we have to do a fight. The fight goes pretty well, as basically I discover the power of repelling blast in this fight, where we make a lot of dwarves swim here. It's a pretty sweet fight though on a boat. It's great. Yeah, not much more to say than that, other than these types of fights are fantastic in games. Love them. Ever since Wrath of the Lich King.
Well, this is all around, so might as well. It's ready to sail.
So now that we've finished the boat fight, we actually arrive now at the Grim Forge, and that's where I'm going to end this video because we're almost at an hour. We'll pick up for the next video. We'll probably cover just the entire Grim Forge, and then we'll go on from there. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked the video. If you like this type of the style, let me know. I probably won't be doing a lot of it planned. This is just like what I'm doing to bridge the gap so you guys don't miss any content in my playthrough, right? Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
What do we got here? Dead coon walking, seems like. Got any reason I shouldn't sever your head and toss it to the rope, eh?